What's going on, guys? It's Vinny Live from CreationsOnline.com and Creations Company. My brother Joe.
Hey everybody!
Coming to you today with a very technologically advanced podcast. We now have 2 cameras recording us and a 3rd camera recording our audio so that I can keep an eye on how long we've been going so that I don't make it too long or too short. So, hopefully everything turns out fine. I've never done this before. But, yeah.
It'll be an interesting experiment.
So anyway, funny story. I know I'm famous for my stupid funny stories. Recently I had this crazy dream. It was after watching an episode of the Creation Day Show. You should definitely check it out. You'll know what it's about once I get done telling it. But basically, the dream was that me and Joe and the Creation Day guys, Eric Hovind and what's the other guy's name? Paul Taylor, and Bill Nye and Richard Dawkins were all together. And Joe here in the dream said, "You know what, Bill? Pictures and videos of Pluto are going to change the world."
I can see myself saying that. Pictures of Pluto are going to change the world.
And Bill Nye said, "You know, that was pretty stupid. I wish I thought about that before I said it." It was the craziest. I have some crazy dreams. If I wrote all my dreams in a book, you wouldn't believe they were dreams, because some of them are pretty realistic. I guess I'm just so creative, I'm just creating in my sleep. But anyway, in this podcast, episode number 12, I forgot to mention,
Yes.
now have a dozen episodes.
Yes, it's going to cost a lot on SoundCloud now. We keep
Yes.
having to pay for more
We
time.
have to pay. We have $6 a month right now, but everything's going fine so far. So in this episode, we are here to talk about Bill Nye versus Ken Ham debate at the coming to the Creation Museum, February 4th, 2014.
It's going to be an exciting event.
So anyway, Bill Nye and Ken Ham are going to debate at the Creation Museum on February 4th, 2014.
The funny thing is, Bill Nye told everybody that he's scared and he knows he's not going to change this guy's mind. He always refers to Ken Ham as this guy. And he also said he knows he's not going to beat him. He's just standing up for what he believes.
Interesting, the debate is going to be on the validity of creationism. So the topic is like, is creation a valid theory? You know, that's all atheists and evolutionists say no, creation is not a valid theory. We have discovered through scientific means there is no God. You know, the fact of the matter is, you cannot know for certain. You know, even if you run dozens of tests and experiments, it's one of those things you can't know for certain. You can't prove, and you can't prove false. So, first of all, some background about Bill Nye. So, a lot of us, not me personally, but a lot of people will remember Bill Nye from Bill Nye, the Science Guy kids show on PBS, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, when I was, I'm trying to remember here, it had to be probably 12 or 13, probably 12 more like. I got for Christmas a Bill Nye, the Science Guy. It was like this paper recycling kit.
Yeah, what you do is you'd chop up the paper in this little thing and put it in water and then put it into a mold and then basically make new paper, you know, after you drain out the water and let it dry. It was kind of interesting.
It's kind of cool. I didn't make exactly the best paper. It's kind of thick, like that's one thick paper, but it's kind of interesting, you know. Think about if you had a better thing and you could recycle paper and have it thin and good. I don't know how well it worked. I sure could tell the difference between regular paper and my paper because my paper was like this.
And it was real hard, you know, it wasn't very
hard.
smooth. You couldn't write on it.
But anyway, now some might say, "Hey, what does this have to do with astronomy? Why are we talking about the Creation Astronomy Now podcast?" Well, actually, Bill Nye is now the head of the Planetary Society. I don't know exactly what that is, but yeah, he's now like the president of it. And also, he was the Humanist of the Year here in 2013, which there's a reason for that, because Bill Nye has become a huge evangelist. We'll get to that a little later. But yeah, he recently made a viral YouTube video. Remember that one?
Yeah,
Creation is not appropriate for our children.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of an interesting little video, more like a rant than a informative video, because he's like, in a few years, this theory is going to be gone. There's just no evidence for it. You know.
Mm-hmm. And another interesting thing about the debate, Richard Dawkins said that, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he basically said that Bill Nye is not, he's not smart enough to debate Ken Ham. He doesn't know enough. You know?
The atheists have not been very supportive of Bill Nye in this coming debate. I mean, it's like, you'd think they'd be like, yeah, Bill Nye, it's time that we shove our agenda down Ken Ham's throat and made him look stupid. But instead, they're saying, no, Bill, you can't, oh, no.
Perhaps they're thinking that he's going to lose, and that's going to make a big difference.
It could
everyone,
be.
You know?
I mean, anybody who saw his video will know he's not a scientist. All he does is states information that he claims is true. You know, like saying the age of the Earth. There's so much evidence for it. It's just so. What's that word used?
I can't remember.
I don't know. He said there's so much evidence for the age of the Earth. There's like undoubted fact. So, that's not exactly a great argument. If he gives some evidence, then he could qualify as a scientist.
Like maybe he could have said, "I dug a hole right through the middle of the Earth and counted all the lines on my way down." You count all the lines in a tree.
Oh, yeah.
How many years old
rings.
it is.
Yeah, kind of the rings.
Rings, yeah, the rings, that's what I meant.
But, you'd have to, even a lot of the dating methods they use are made of assumptions. So there's too much assumption to, have evidence. So Bill Nye is not, atheists are right when they say he's not qualified. He isn't a qualified scientist to debate Ken Ham. I mean, I'm not a qualified scientist to debate Ken Ham, because I kind of pretty much agree with him. Ken Ham, you're wrong. Creationism is right. And he said, I knew that. So there.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
and Richard Dawkins and all the atheists are saying you shouldn't give creationists platform. You need to make sure that they can't come out on. They have a fit when the creationists get to appear on television. Like what was that? Fox and Friends. I think Ken Ham showed up once, and I feel like he showed up on ABC once. But they're like, you let Ken Ham. Oh, that's just so annoying.
Yeah, they yell a lot louder than creationists do.
They're really,
They have a thing for getting in your face.
They're all about censorship. We need to censor creationists. We can't let them say anything. We have to keep them quiet. And if we let them have a debate, all of a sudden, think about it. Bill Nye, science guy, popular, kids show and everything, and then he's going to debate the Creation Museum. He's going to debate Ken Ham at the Creation Museum. That's going to be a lot of publicity for Ken Ham and the Creation Museum. But Bill Nye is not backing down. He says, I'm concerned about creationism. That's what he said. He was concerned about creationism. Like, it's some disease that all these people are getting, or this brainwash they're putting into the poor kids. Never mind that the atheists are always brainwashing children into believing evolution. But,
Could you imagine the fit they'd have if Ken Ham went on YouTube and said, evolution is just not appropriate for kids. Don't teach it to them.
We shouldn't. They'd have a fit if, like especially if me, because, we're just little guys, so if we did anything, they'd be mad. But if we said, kids should not be taught evolution, they'd be like, that's brainwash. That's brainwash. That's brainwash. That's propaganda. You can't do that. That's just not right.
And then you say, what are you?
And, Bill Nye has said himself that no one's going to change his mind, no one's going to change Ken Ham's mind. So really, that's the thing about debates. You're not changing anybody's mind. The only person's mind you might change, is a person who, maybe said, I'm not sure, is creationism a valid theory? And then they watch the debate and they might say, yeah, it is, or no, it's not, depending on the argument. So, that's the thing about debates. Debates aren't going to change the two people's arguing mind, but the audience is the people who, will really be affected. And, Ken Bill Nye basically said, Ken Hams is challenged me to a duel, and I've got to join. Which, I respect him for that, I mean, if I was challenged to a debate, yeah, with an evolutionist, I wouldn't back down. I couldn't, It's just, that'd be like...
David goes, ha, ha, ha!
That'd be like running away from Goliath.
Yeah.
Oh, Goliath is challenging me. How about you go challenge him instead? I gotta go. When the evolutionists come out and they really wanna face you, then we've gotta stand up. That's the problem with a lot of people. They're saying, "Oh, Christians just need to be tolerant. We need to be for peace." I don't know what Jesus you guys serve, what Bible you guys read, but mine says, "I have not come to bring peace, but a sword." Jesus didn't come to...
They may have switched those words around in the NIV. I have not come to bring a sword, but peace.
Christians that are advocating peace are basically advocating that we just sit down and let us be trampled over. Because evolutionists don't want us to tolerate them. They don't just want us to accept them. They want us to approve them. Same way with homosexuals, same way with all those people. They want us to approve of them. They want us to join them also. I mean,
but they don't want to approve of us.
Yeah, they don't want to approve of us. They just want us to approve of them. And accept. They start by saying, "Oh, all we want is you to tolerate us. All we want is you to accept us." And then they're saying, "We want you to approve of us. Do you like this?" And the show tells them, "You like this. You better like this, otherwise you're intolerant." So, yeah. And on the note of Bill Nye evangelism, it's kind of interesting. He's become a youth evangelist, gone to schools and telling all the kids.
Mm-hmm. You can change the world!
That's like his slogan. Change the world. Pictures and videos of Pluto are going to change the world. This is your chance to change the world. And actually, interestingly, Eric Hovind and all the rest of the Creation Today troopers actually went to one of his conferences in Florida. And it was kind of interesting. They had a whole bunch of copies of Evolution versus God. Definitely recommend you check it out. I'll put a link to the YouTube video in the description so you can check that out. But yeah, they went there and they handed out some, and a lot of people took them, and a lot of people
threw them in the dumpster.
they went into the dumpster to pick them back up. The ones they set on the ground, they picked them back up and handed it back out. And actually, Eric Hoffman got the last ticket. It's kind of fascinating how.
Yeah, because he came up and the guy was holding the very last ticket, and he said he came up to him and the guy was like, he said, "Come on, I'm not doing anything."
Yeah, I won't do anything wrong. I just want to see Bill Nye. So he went in there, asked him a question. It was about the population of the Earth and how it would be so much more if it had been going on for 10,000 years. They say the human population has been going on. That's not how old they say the Earth is. That's how old they say, how long the human population has been going on. And his answer to that was,
"I think you'd better go study some more math."
Yeah, somebody's told me that before. They said, "You ignorant little kid, you need to go study some biology." I need to call Jake Dobrin and say, "Hey Jake, you know a lot about biology. Is this guy being stupid?" And of course, yeah, that guy's being stupid. Bam. So, if you want to check out the debate, I definitely recommend you watch the debate. I don't know what it's gonna be like, but I suspect it's gonna be pretty cool. Yep. So if you want to see that, the debate starts 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and will conclude at 9:30 p.m. Wow! So you can sign up for live streaming at debatelive.org. Yes, debatelive.org. And while you're there, then never mind. Also, they're gonna have a Q&A on the live stream. Possibly, they're thinking about it. They might not have it.
Because they're gonna answer the questions.
Like you can ask questions. They'll probably ask questions from the crowd and on the live stream. So that's gonna start at 8:45. That might be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of debate they have. And I've never seen Bill Nye in a debate. I don't think Bill Nye's ever been in a debate with a creationist. So it'll be interesting to see how he stands up and. What kind of argument he gives. and it'll be interesting to see Ken Ham debate. I've actually never seen Ken Ham. Well, actually, I have. Him
Sort
and
of.
Jason Lyle.
It was a
I
real
saw
short
part
clip.
of the debate. Actually, I wanted to get the long DVD, but it was like $40 for the full DVD set, and I just didn't have that money. But it wasn't. It wasn't like a. It was a young Earth creationist versus old Earth creationist with Ken Ham and Jason Lyle on the young Earth creationist side, and one of them was, I think, Dr. Ross or something like that. I forget his name, and the other guy was somebody else. But it was all about this, whether it was young Earth or old Earth. So it wasn't creation versus evolution, or God versus atheism. So this will be kind of interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. And now it's time for the part of the show where Vinny and Joe talk about the latest news. First of all, my brother, our big brother Luke, wrote a blog article about Bill Nye and how he's actually potentially brainwashing us. So be sure to check that out. I have a link in the description where you can find that as well. And also, we're super excited. We are now part of Creationist Company. I've been officially. Joy was gonna be on there later on, and yeah, they've got some cool video series coming on. Keep your eyes posted on the Creationist Company Facebook page. I'll put a link in the description, or you can go to creationistcompany.com. Get that right? Creationistcompany.com.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff with Creationist Company. I'm looking forward to that, and yeah. Other than that, me and Joe are signing out. Till next, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, take it easy. Bye!